Wang Lin fuses with the fire dragon and awakens a terrifying fire origin transformation while trapped inside Tajia's. Burn the heavens, boil the oceans, turning certain death into a potential reversal. If you enjoy my way of explaining and storytelling, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating. After revealing his true ancient god form, Wang Lin released a thunderous roar. The sound became a storm crashing silently against the roar of the ancient devil. At that same moment, the fleeing ancient demon Bei Lu abruptly halted. A flicker of madness surfaced within his eyes, glowing with demonic light. Today, all three clans of the ancient order gather in one place. What a rare spectacle! Yet I, an ancient demon, am reduced to such a state. Bei Lu's figure flickered, then expanded instantly. His seven-star ancient demon body rose to thousands of feet, nearly matching the towering height of Wang Lin's ancient god form. In this instant, the battle no longer belonged to ordinary cultivators. It belonged to the three ancient clans that had endured since time immemorial. After transforming, Bei Lu let out a roar of an ancient demon. An invisible force spread outward, merging with Wang Lin's roar as they surged toward ancient devil Tajia. He is, unexpectedly, a royal ancient god. Tajia stared at Wang Lin. Between Wang Lin's brows, within the 5 stars, there was a faint trace of gold. That sliver of gold signified royal blood. The combined roars of the 3 ancient order clans formed a storm beyond description. It swept across the 8th floor, collapsing every surrounding structure. Even the sky trembled as if on the verge of shattering. Fine cracks spread and scorching gas poured into the world. Ancient demon. Bei Lu stepped forward and shouted, "Ancient god, do you dare fight this ancient devil alongside me?" Wang Lin reached into the void before him. A massive rift tore open. Purple lightning surged from within as he pulled out the 1,000-foot-long god-slaying spear. Gripping it tightly, he replied, "Why would I not dare?" Bei Lu laughed. His right hand also reached into the void. A colossal banner emerged, vast enough to obscure the heavens. It swept forward, flying straight toward the ancient devil. Wang Lin stepped forward, charging without hesitation. The ancient devil's eyes filled with mockery. He raised the blade in his hand. Behind him, overwhelming blade energy gathered, monstrous and vast. A faint smile appeared on his lips. A mere 5-star ancient god and a 7-star ancient demon. And you dare challenge me? As his laughter echoed, the blade energy surged forward. Only 2 streams emerged. One cut across the sky. The other skimmed the earth. They embodied heaven and earth themselves. Once they intersected, destruction would follow. Bei Lu waved his hand. Endless demonic energy erupted from the 1,000-foot banner, rushing to meet the blade energy in the sky. His body radiated demonic force, shaking the heavens. At the same time, Wang Lin hurled the god-slaying spear. Purple lightning engulfed the world. Wrapped in lightning, the spear collided with the blade energy, sweeping across the ground. A deafening rumble erupted. A terrifying shockwave spread outward as the 2 forces clashed. The earth collapsed completely. The 9th floor ceased to exist. Only the 8th floor remained, now fused with the shattered remains below. Wang Lin's ancient god body endured an unimaginable impact. Cracking sounds echoed from within him. He coughed up a mouthful of blood. The stars between his brows dimmed. In the sky, Bei Lu's banner collided with the blade energy. A shocking force spread outward. The sky fractured further, splitting open as a blood-red glow seeped through the cracks. It felt as though the heavens could collapse with a single touch. "Wang Lin, we must go all out. Otherwise, none of us will escape this celestial emperor cave," Bei Lu roared. He stepped forward, rushing toward the ancient devil. Yet in the next instant, his body retreated at astonishing speed, leaving behind an afterimage as he shot toward the fractured sky. But though Bei Lu was fast, Wang Lin was faster. The moment Bei Lu spoke, Wang Lin seized Wang Wei and Hu Juan. Without hesitation, he charged upward. He moved slightly ahead of Bei Lu and struck the sky with a single punch. The already fragile sky shattered completely. It broke apart and disintegrated. As the sky collapsed, endless magma poured down like rain. Wang Lin rushed into it, ascending straight upward. The ancient devil cursed but did not slow. He followed, surging upward in pursuit. Master Void, having cultivated for countless years, found his mind clearer than ever despite the early onset of heaven's blight. The instant the sky shattered, he coughed blood and used blood escape to dive into the magma. He ignored the searing heat and the fresh injuries inflicted by the clash of the three ancient beings. He had no time to seek trouble with Wang Lin. His sole thought was escape. As he advanced, his injuries worsened. His cultivation fell from Nirvana Shatterer to peak Nirvana Cleanser. A deep unease gripped his heart. The once mighty Master Void now resembled a wandering broken god. When Wang Lin entered the 7th floor, endless lava surged toward him. His body rapidly shrank back to normal. His face turned pale. He coughed blood as waves of pain tore through him. His speed faltered. Even with his ancient god form and the god-slaying spear that blade energy had gravely injured him. Yet without taking that blow, Wang Wei and Hu Juan would never have escaped. Even he would not have reached the 7th floor. After all, his cultivation was only at the peak of Nirvana Scryer. At that moment, Hu Juan grabbed both Wang Lin and Wang Wei, carrying them upward. She swallowed her last green pill. As her strength recovered, she pushed through the magma with renewed speed. The magma seeped into Wang Lin's body, shaking his spirit. He quickly transmitted a message. "Seniors, go ahead. Earlier I discovered a fire spirit here. I may be able to use it to delay the ancient devil." Hu Juan hesitated. Before, no matter how much she respected Wang Lin, she would not have paused. But now, Wang Lin had just saved both her and her husband. This debt weighed heavily on her heart. She did not even know that he had also saved Wang Wei from Master Void's ambush. Such kindness demanded repayment. "You—" She looked at Wang Wei, who had shielded her and suffered greatly. Struggle filled her eyes. He needed immediate care. There was no time to linger. "Senior, do not worry." Wang Lin broke free from her grasp and plunged deeper into the magma of the 7th floor. Hu Juan clenched her teeth. Carrying Wang Wei, she vanished into the distance. After she left, Wang Lin's eyes flashed. He had deliberately forced this debt upon them. If they felt gratitude, then even if Qing Lin never awakened, they would assist in Situ Nan's matter. And their attitude toward Zhou Yi would also change because of this favor. Within the magma, Wang Lin began absorbing without restraint. The flow of magma seemed to reverse as fire origin energy surged wildly into his body. It coursed through his meridians, easing his injuries. This time he was reckless, no longer cautious as before. The vermilion bird mark upon him appeared, circling his body. Instantly, the fire origin energy within the magma surged toward him. As the energy gathered, vast quantities of magma fell from the 7th floor into the 8th. Below, Ancient Demon, Beilu, and Master Void entered the magma with Ancient Devil, Tajie chasing closely behind. At the same time, Wang Lin's reckless absorption stirred the magma into chaos. The entire volcanic interior began to collapse. Then, a heaven-shaking roar erupted from the depths of the volcano. The magma trembled violently. A colossal dragon head emerged from within. At that instant, all remaining magma, whether untouched or already fallen, began to move as though alive. It surged toward the dragon. In a single breath, all magma on the 7th floor vanished. In its place stood an incomparably massive fire dragon, staring coldly at all below. Far beyond, in the boundless void, where the demon spirit land existed as a speck of dust, flames ignited across the horizon. A massive vermilion bird approached slowly, its cries echoing through space. This vermilion bird possessed intelligence. It did not head toward the eastern demon spirit sea entrance. Instead, it flew directly toward the true location of the demon spirit land. Behind it followed a vast number of cultivators. Among them were 6 elders clad in red robes. Each radiated immense power. All 6 were Nirvana Shatterer cultivators. Through the true spirit search, we have confirmed it. This is where the awakened one is, and where that mysterious danger lies. This journey may be perilous beyond measure, but even at the cost of our lives, we must protect the awakened one." The 6 elders exchanged glances. In each other's eyes they saw unwavering resolve. The entire Vermilion Bird Divine Sect shared that same determination. At the same time, from the planet above the vortex at the Cultivation Alliance headquarters, a majestic voice resounded. "Cease the war with all heaven. Mobilize all forces. Proceed to Qinglin's cave." As the command echoed, Qing Shui appeared outside the headquarters. He gazed toward it, the red light of the G realm flickering within his eyes. Within the brilliant void realm, the old man who had previously noticed Wang Lin revealed a complicated expression. He shook his head and stepped forward. His gaze settled upon the indifferent, brilliant void Saintess Mu Bingmei. "Your 9th avatar was destroyed by a calamity. Why do you still choose to hide, even now that the calamity has already arrived?" The cold and beautiful woman lowered her head, her thoughts sinking into silence. Since that 9th avatar was destroyed because of him, no matter how you try to avoid it, you will still have to face it in the end. When you saved that little girl, Zhou Ru, I already knew your heart had become chaotic because of the 9th avatar. The old man sighed softly and looked up into the void. "Remember this. You are the brilliant void Saintess Mu Bingmei. You are not Liu Mei from planet Suzaku, the one who bore a child with an ordinary cultivator. You carry the mission of the brilliant void realm. You bear the responsibility of defending against those from outside the sealed realm. The boundary between the inner and outer realms will soon open. He is not an ordinary cultivator." Before the old man could finish, the indifferent woman raised her head and spoke calmly. Her face was so beautiful that it could stir the hearts of all who saw it, compelling them to give everything for her. Are you still stubbornly clinging to that illusion?" The old man frowned deeply. "I am only telling you that he is not an ordinary cultivator." Her voice remained calm, yet her tone carried a faint weight. "Fine. Even if he is not ordinary, even if his mind entered this place through some unknown method, even if he reaches the peak of the 2nd step, so what?" The old man's eyes filled with disdain. "In the end, he is still just a cultivator." The old man did not know that the little cultivator he spoke of had survived the awakening of the Vermilion Bird, and that the Vermilion Bird Divine Sect would protect him at all costs. He did not know that this cultivator possessed the bloodline of an ancient god. It was not an inheritance. His body had collapsed, then been reforged using 2C's memories. That body itself was the origin of his bloodline. He also did not know that this cultivator possessed the heaven-defying bead. The beautiful woman looked at the old man and spoke calmly. "You were once only a cultivator as well." The old man forced a bitter smile. For a moment he had no words. "You may rest assured. I will not evade my responsibility as the brilliant void saintess. However, you have no right to interfere in my private matters. You are not allowed to intervene. What lies between us requires no one else." Her voice was firm, leaving no room for compromise. The old man sighed again and did not pursue the matter further. He lifted his gaze to the sky. "My old friend's body has been possessed. I will be leaving for a journey. Will you come as well?" The beautiful woman hesitated briefly. A trace of complexity flickered across her face, yet in the end determination replaced it. "I will go." On the 7th floor of the Celestial Emperor Cave, all the magma had condensed into a single fire dragon. The dragon raised its head and looked down at the people below. An invisible pressure spread outward, suffocating and vast. 2 streams of scorching heat exhaled from its nostrils, accompanied by that pressure. Its massive horns glowed crimson, radiating terrifying heat. Its python-like body coiled tightly, exuding an aura of supremacy, as if it looked down upon the world itself. Its furious gaze swept across the crowd below, then locked onto Wang Lin. From his small and seemingly fragile body, it sensed a familiar aura. The aura of fire origin. Wang Lin's mind trembled when the dragon's gaze fell upon him. He did not bow his head. Instead, he slowly retreated. The fire dragon quickly withdrew its gaze. It turned toward Master Void, Ancient Demon Bei Lu, and Ancient Devil Tajia. With a thunderous roar, it charged at the three of them. Wang Lin let out a quiet breath and rapidly withdrew. As his divine sense spread, he saw that the seventh floor had already become a sea of flames when the dragon roared. Amid the raging fire, ancient demon Beilu's eyes lit up. Unexpectedly, he stopped fleeing. Turning around, he formed a seal. A massive green demon head appeared behind him and surged toward the ancient devil. Master Void also formed seals. A storm of yellow sand rose, forming a barrier 100 feet wide around him, blocking the flames. Yet with his current cultivation, he could not endure for long. As the sand met, the fire-cracking sounds rang out and the barrier began to collapse. Ancient devil Tajia, however, revealed a cold and bloodthirsty expression. He stepped forward, letting out a hoarse laugh. Why stop running? A mere fire dragon spirit, nothing more than a guard, dares to bite its master. As he spoke, his hand formed a seal and pointed forward. Let me show you Qinglin's spell. Burn the heavens. The moment his words fell, a black devilish flame appeared at his fingertip. It spread instantly, and a terrifying heat filled the entire seventh floor. Even the sky was swallowed. In a single breath, it turned pitch black, covered entirely by devilish flames. These flames could not only burn all things, they carried an invading devilish force capable of collapsing the origin soul. In an instant, the flames filled the sky. The fire dragon roared in fury. Flames erupted wildly from its body, clashing against the black fire above. The entire seventh floor trembled as its massive form surged toward Tajia. Tajia sneered. With a casual gesture of his right hand, the countless devilish flames descended like meteors, surrounding the fire dragon. The scene shook heaven and earth. The flames rained down, engulfing the dragon completely. At that moment, the fire dragon seemed to emit monstrous devilish energy. Its roars echoed with both fury and pain as it struggled forward. But when it approached, Taji pressed down with his right hand. An invisible force formed instantly. Within 100 feet, the fire dragon was seized. No matter how it roared or struggled, it could not break free. Ancient demon Beilu inhaled sharply, shock filling his eyes. You can use Qinglin's avatar and the invisible force within his body. His voice trembled. He understood what this meant. Tajia's possession had fully merged with Qinglin's consciousness. Beilu abandoned all thoughts of resistance. A bitter feeling surged within him. Even with everyone combined, they no longer had the power to change the outcome. This devil paid any price. He fought Qinglin within that body for countless years, all for his memories, his cultivation, but above all for this body. Taji laughed arrogantly, still holding the fire dragon as he advanced. Ancient demon, we were mortal enemies in the outer realm. Now you are nothing more than an ant before me. Once I fully take over this body, I will possess the form Qinglin refined for countless years. A body that breaks all laws. A body that can enter any place. With this body, I will retrace the path of my ancestors and become a 9-star ancient devil. When I reach that realm, I will enter the ruins of the ancient devil tower and obtain the true power of the ancestors. His laughter echoed madly. The fire dragon struggled, trying to retreat, but was casually thrown aside. Qinglin's spell. Burn the heavens, boil the oceans. The flames within Tajia's eyes surged. The entire seventh floor was flooded with devilish energy, so dense it seemed almost tangible. In the blink of an eye, it transformed into a vast, churning ocean. The waves roared. Wang Lin's eyes widened in shock as he found himself trapped within that ocean. Not only him, Master Void was trapped as well. Even ancient demon Beilu could not escape. In the distance, the fire dragon roared within the ocean. Yet fear flickered in its eyes. As Tajia spoke, the devilish ocean began to boil. Dark mist rose into the air, and bubbles surged violently as the temperature climbed to unimaginable heights. Burn the heavens, boil the oceans. This spell would boil the sea until nothing remained. Those trapped within had no chance to resist. In his brief encounters with Tajia, Wang Lin realized something terrifying. With each passing moment, Tajia grew stronger. On the 9th floor, he would have struggled to cast such spells. But now, He could wield the spells of the celestial emperor himself. Thinking of Qing Lin's countless techniques, Wang Lin felt his scalp go numb. Yet there was no time to dwell on it. The waves raged violently. Flames continued to fall from the sky. Steam surged everywhere. In the distance, Master Void revealed a bitter smile as he saw the shrinking ocean and the closing flames. Without hesitation, he struck his forehead with his palm. His body collapsed. A violent shockwave erupted from the destruction, forming a massive whirlpool within the ocean. It forced back the descending flames. At the instant his body exploded, Master Void's origin soul shot outward. This calamity is far too perilous. This old man would sooner face the first heaven's blight than be boiled alive in this place. The instant Master Void's origin soul escaped his body, he spread his arms wide. In his eyes burned a resolute, unwavering light. As his arms opened beyond the cave, beyond the demon spirit land, within the boundless void where the vermilion bird spirit resided, 5 stars suddenly radiated an indescribable brilliance. That light spread outward, covering the entire star system. Anyone within the Alliance star system could see it. 5 stars had appeared in the sky. It did not matter whether it was day or night. Their glow pierced through all. Then one star shone with overwhelming intensity, eclipsing the other 4. When its radiance reached its peak, it abruptly fell, plunging into the void. Far away, an old man from the brilliant void realm and a beautiful woman moved across the stars. As they traveled, the old man lifted his head and murmured calmly, "Someone is undergoing their first heaven's blight." The brightest of the 5 stars descended at terrifying speed, far faster than any cultivator. In a single instant it passed the vermilion bird spirit. A thunderous rumble echoed as it vanished into a speck of dust. Piercing through that dust, it entered the demon spirit land. The devilish energy that blanketed the land was forced backward. The star plunged into the earth, broke through 6 layers of the celestial emperor cave, and finally struck Master Void's origin soul within the boiling ocean. At that moment, Master Void's cultivation surged wildly. Yet his face twisted in agony, and a piercing scream tore from his throat. Borrowing the power of the first heaven's blight, he unexpectedly shattered through the devilish flames above and shot upward. But beneath the star's radiance, his origin soul rapidly dissipated. For a Nirvana shatterer, this was only the beginning of the first heaven's blight. Ancient devil, Tarja had been about to reach for him, but his gaze flickered. He lowered his hand. He dares face his first heaven's blight while gravely injured. If he survives, he may become one of my scattered devils. At this moment, Beilo, Wang Lin, and the dragon trapped within the boiling ocean had reached a critical juncture. The celestial emperor's spell and the monstrous devilish flames had reached a terrifying peak. The ocean receded rapidly. The temperature soared. Even with Wang Lin's vermilion bird and ancient god body, the heat brought searing pain. Yet no matter how he struggled, he could not break free. The devilish flames had descended into the ocean itself, pushing the spell to its ultimate limit. Anxiety filled Wang Lin's eyes. The scorching heat invaded his body as though he were being slowly cooked alive. His limbs weakened. At this moment of crisis, bitterness surfaced within him. Rarely in his life had he miscalculated. Yet this time he had. Had he departed earlier with Hu Huan and Wang Wei, he would not have fallen into such peril. But even so, they would not have escaped. The terrifying ancient devil, Tarja, would have caught them eventually. The outcome would have remained unchanged. From the blood ancestor to the pursuit of the Yao family, from the land of the ancient god during his core formation stage, Wang Lin had faced countless dangers. Never once had he yielded. He did not wish to yield now. But reality was cold and merciless. Even so, this was not enough to shatter his Dao heart. Not enough to make him surrender. A sharp light flashed in Wang Lin's eyes. He still possessed the heaven-defying bead. He still had source origin. By now the ocean had nearly vanished, leaving only the raging devilish flames. It was as if they sought to burn all life into nothingness. The fire dragon weakened. Its body shrank continuously. Even it could no longer endure the flames. Bei Lu's body was engulfed in overwhelming demonic energy, but it was futile. The mad laughter of the ancient devil echoed as he stared into the inferno. Upon his shoulder sat a tiny figure, the shrunken origin soul of the man in black. A flame dragon circled that soul. As he gazed at the fire dragon, greed filled his eyes. This fire spirit dragon was refined by Qing Lin. It is utterly loyal. With its intelligence, it knows I am not Qing Lin. Lu Hao, since you are the Supreme's disciple, I grant it to you. Devour it. Tajie's voice was calm. He seized the man in black's origin soul and flung it forward. The soul transformed into a dragon and lunged greedily toward the weakened fire dragon within the flames. My deepest thanks, Lord Ancient Devil. The man in black's voice trembled with excitement as he rushed forward. But in that instant the fire dragon lifted its head. Pride blazed within its eyes. It let out a furious roar that erupted into sonic booms, shaking the flames themselves. Even the devilish fire paused for a brief moment. The dragon formed by the man in black halted abruptly and retreated. Yet the greed in his eyes only deepened. He was in no hurry. He believed the fire dragon could not endure much longer under Tajia's spell. With cold anticipation, his gaze shifted toward Wang Lin. That vermilion bird, it will also be mine. At that very instant, something occurred that left him utterly shaken. The fire dragon suddenly struggled. Its massive body shrank rapidly until it was no more than 100 feet long. Then it shot straight toward Wang Lin. Within its eyes was determination and a will to die. It would rather perish than be devoured. If death was inevitable, it would choose this man, this person from whom it sensed the faintest trace of familiarity. The man in black had no time to react. The fire dragon was too fast. In a blink, it reached Wang Lin. The moment Wang Lin opened his eyes, the dragon let out its final roar and plunged into the space between his brows. Boundless fire origin surged into his body, flooding his origin soul. The vermilion bird tattoo, once dim, awakened as though infused with new life. It cried out, its voice piercing the heavens. Though the fire dragon's flames differed from the vermilion bird's, both were born of heavenly fire. As the dragon merged into Wang Lin, the fire origin within him surged explosively. The fusion of two distinct flames triggered an unforeseen transformation. Within the raging storm, the vermilion bird moved its form intertwined with the shadow of a dragon. The storm intensified to its peak, even beginning to devour the devilish flames that burned the world. It absorbed wildly. A terrifying vortex formed, pulling everything inward. All of this happened in a single instant. Even Ancient Devil Tajia was startled. The man in black was horrified. All thoughts of devouring vanished. He turned to flee, but he was too close. The moment he retreated, the vortex seized him and dragged him in. Tajia frowned. He raised his right hand and grasped the man in black's origin soul. Just as he prepared to withdraw, ancient demon Bei Lu's eyes ignited. He had already abandoned hope. Yet this sudden transformation reignited it. Within the vortex, he saw clearly inside Wang Lin's body. A white flame was condensing at an astonishing speed. Source origin fire seed. Even with his status as an ancient demon, Bei Lu inhaled sharply. Despair vanished. In its place, hope. Just a little more. Once the fire seed fully forms, he will control all flames beneath heaven. Though a trace of will remains within these flames, Tajia's possession is incomplete. There is still a chance. Thoughts surged through Bei Lu's mind. At the moment Tajia attempted to retrieve the man in black's soul, Bei Lu clenched his teeth. The 7 stars within his right eye spun violently. One of them shattered. Ancient demon shattered star. With the collapse of a single star, a vast surge of demonic energy flooded his body, allowing him to resist. It was not enough to escape, not enough to break free from the inferno, but it was enough to cast a spell. His right eye flared again. A second star shattered. With 2 stars destroyed, Bei Lu's body expanded violently. He surged forward, transforming into a storm of demonic energy, and slammed directly into Tajia's arm just as it was about to retrieve the soul.